Well, hello everyone. Welcome again to another edition of Find Ways to Win. I am your host, FitzgeraldStephens. Certainly appreciate you guys joining us. As I often say, thank you for your subscribers. Thankful very much to you guys, and really trying to make a crush to really grow this channel. And I'm going to put a twist on it tonight. I'm going to ask you guys just to share this channel just for one person who you feel that it can make a difference in their lives, which many people can benefit from this content. And so I'm just asking you just to share this content with one person. Just trying to pick up one subscriber at a time, one subscriber at a time. Till soon we got a gigantic wave moving across the globe. Want to talk to you guys about a very simple topic. It's called Success is Not Easy. Success is not easy. I like to say this is a simple message for complex times. What do we mean by success is not easy in a society that you're either known by whether you succeed or fail. And so often we see the person holding the trophy, getting the accolades, getting the praise and the honor and respect that comes from success, and those things are good. Those are part of the the spoils, as far as for walking in success. But many a times we don't focus on what did it take for that individual to get there. What was the background? What was the grind? What did the person have to do to get from the point that where they are to the point that where they were to the point that where they are now? What many of us just bypassing that middle ground. We like to tell stories about where a person started out and now where a person is. What about that big chunk in the middle? Between starting and actually walking into success. Ladies and gentlemen, I like to declare to you that they paid a very high price. They paid a very high price to be indeed to achieve anything worth success. What the world deems as success, whether they're a top professional athlete, whether they're a top teacher, whether they are a top engineer, architect, or salesman or woman, or whatever their chosen occupation, if they are walking in a penance called success, believe me, they paid the price to get there. It's not it's not no such thing as luck. They had to hone that craft. Now, sure, some people through extraordinary gifts of mental powers, even physical powers that many people that other people don't have. Yeah, that could give them some advantage, but that person still had to have a coach. That person still had to have a teacher to help them hone that gift that they have to a razor sharp edge where it can be beneficial to them. You will pay the price in discipline and sacrifice. Success demands that price. Discipline and sacrifice. What is discipline? Discipline is simply doing what you need to do, whether you feel like doing it or not. What is sacrifice? It putting off something that is important to you for a greater reward down the road or in the future. Sacrifice and discipline. These are the two bedrock foundation of anyone who has been successful or are achieving success, or if you're looking on the road to success, that is the price that will be paid. You just can't go out and do what you want to do. You just can't spend your money, your time, however you want to spend it if you're on the road to achieving success. Whatever your chosen endeavor is going to be, it's going to take work. It's going to take a laser focus, and you have to think. If you're going to have this laser focus with success. Your head and your hands must be one. Your head and your hands must become one. As you think and as you do, you expect the breakthrough. You can't just think it, and really a lot of times you just can't just keep swinging the axe without sharpening it. You have to be surgical in your strikes. You have to be surgical in your actions. You are doing action no longer haphazard. you are doing there to bring about a particular cause in effect. You're looking at, you just don't waste your energy. You just don't waste your time right there. You're putting your hand to the plow, and you're really applying everything that you have learned from the failures, from the setbacks, from the disappointments, and you're honing it. You're using that, and you're honing it, and you're writing that code in your mind of I have to be successful, and I know not to do this thing because that thing didn't work along the line, or I can't give up before this thing happens because I gave up too soon before, and then now this process didn't have a chance to really get enough fire, really get enough heat under it to ignite that could have threw me up in realms of victory. And I was right there, but I just got tired and quit. That's another thing. You have to keep your energy high. You have to keep high levels of energy. Success demands that. Often people do without sleep, and not as you think. The sleeping the standard 8-9 hours a day, that goes out the window for people who are truly chasing success. They learn how to condense their time, and being that they only can get 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days every year. The time variant is stable no matter what human being you call yourself, whether you call yourself the President of the United States, the King of England, or President of South Africa. It doesn't make a difference. They have the exact amount of time as you do, and it's what you're doing with it. Well, sometimes you can't afford just to relax too much. You can't afford just to sleep too much. You got to push yourself. You got to push yourself. You got to really push yourself. Now, we're not going to say go to the level of exhaustion. Sure, you got to listen to your body. Sure, you got to listen to your mind. But you can't love rest more than you love the game. You can't love throttling down more than you love the thrill of the hunt. If you're going to be successful, you got to have vision boards ahead of you. You got to know where you're going at all times, because the fatigue is going to come. The moments are going to come where you're going to feel like quitting. You're going to feel like giving up, and you have to remind yourself of that, and take a look at that vision board, or take a look at that plan that's in your cell phone, or maybe written down on a piece of paper. And you got to know exactly what you're gunning for. You got to keep that vision ahead of you, and in front of you, and beside you, and behind you, all around you. You have to breathe it. You have to live it. You have to feel it. You have to be the taste that's so good. It's like water to a dry tongue on a very, very hot day. You have to be willing to be misunderstood, and you have to be willing to sometimes take ridicule. And the ridicule can be kind of fine if you get that ridicule and misunderstanding, or even criticism, or from people who don't really know you. But that's easy to deflect. They don't got anything really involved in your life. What about if it comes from close family members? What about if it comes from friends and people who should understand what you're on, and people should understand what you're trying to do, but they're feeding doubt in you. Sometimes, believe it or not, they believe they're protecting you from getting too disappointed. Don't always think that someone is against you. Sometimes they just simply don't understand the lane you're driving in. And it's not for them, because no one can understand that lane that you're going in, not unless they are in the same lane, or they have gone the same lane. They know what it takes. They know the pitfalls and the things it's going to take in order to keep moving. Young adults, this is especially important to you. This is important to all age groups, but young adults, this is especially important to you. You're going to be faced with stuff, and you are living in a society that has more distractions, and has more superficiality, and more fakeness than any time in the history of the world. People pretending, to do the work. They're pretending that they have significant wealth, or they're pretending that they've already achieved success. But those are all illusion. True success is very silent. It's not loud. It doesn't require likes. It doesn't require you to post everything that you do. True success is built very quiet, and it stays quiet. People just know you. I would recommend you read the book The Millionaire Next Door, and you see how these men and women who really operate in wealth, how they conduct their lives. There's a difference between rich and wealthy. Wealthy is money that keeps flowing, keeps flowing, keeps flowing, and almost like it's a self regenerating system. Rich, you get rich off the lottery. You can get rich off the right real estate deal. You can get rich off of any number of things, but if does the income still keep going in? What are you doing to maintain it? And what are you doing to try to expand that? What is your financial IQ? Are you trying to learn things? Are you trying to develop skills that is gonna make you greater in your pursuit of success? Or are you one of those ones that's thinking that you got this and everything else is cool, and you're finally finally made it, so you don't have to run as hard? Well, maybe that could be true, but I don't think it is. My father has taught me, among the many lessons he's taught me. He said anyone can get something, but can you hold it? That's the main thing. How many lottery winners we hear about that win a tremendous amount of wealth, only to be broke a few years, only to come up and say, "Hey, I wish this would have never happened to me. I was happier as far as that," because they haven't learned the price of what it took to get that wealth. It was just dumped on them at one time. They don't know the struggle. They haven't learned about different tax structures. They haven't learned how to say no to all their friends coming to take advantage of them and plead and ask them for things. They don't know how to say no to that. They think they can just take all their best friends and go to island hopping and all that kind of stuff. And they still think the money's always going to be there. It will not. If your debits are greater than your credits, you will eventually wind up broke. You will eventually wind up a failure. So it is with any success that you're choosing. It doesn't necessarily have to be financial success. If you're looking to get success in your health, and you want to take control, and you want to take your health back, and you want to take your mental state back, or you want to take your relationship back, or in a whole nother different stratosphere. There are certain things you can't do. Number one, you can't do the things that weaken your system in the first place. You can't do things that weaken what you're trying to do in the first place. You can't do actions that are disenfranchising success in your life. You can't just go any kind of way. You can't just go out and binge drink and think you're going to get behind the wheel and you're good. You can drive home, or you're gonna take real silly videos and post online, or you're gonna talk too much and give too much information out sometimes to the wrong people, and put yourself very, very vulnerable. You can't be too much of a good guy, or a good girl, meaning that now good guys and good girls have different meanings, but let me wrap it all up into one. Good guys, good girls sometimes allow themselves to be taken advantage of. They fail to be able to say no for their betterment. You have to somewhat have somewhat of a wolf inside of you, and you got to know when to let the wolf out. If you don't need to let yourself, when you're working on success, people should be able to get to you just easily, like if your time is not valued. I've often said, this thing right here, this is for my convenience, not other people. It totally works for my convenience. You just can't get me any kind of way. Several people have my numbers. It's both my business and personal phone. But hey, you know what? There are only a few within my contact list that if they call, I will answer any time of the day. The rest of them get voicemail. The rest of them, you can wait. I don't answer it. I don't do anything like that, because I'm trying to look out for my time. Actually, if you're going after success, you got to learn how to protect you from you. And if you're not good at that, you might want to get you someone who has your best interest in mind, and has something like a bulldog mentality, where they can function as a gatekeeper. I learned that when I was in sales for many decades. Often the person who you want to get to, they were somewhat of a nice guy, nice girl, excuse me. Excuse me. They couldn't say no. So they had to get someone who was able to say no for them. And so if you think you have that weakness, if you think you have that weakness, maybe that's what you want to do. Saying no is a powerful word. Learn that. No, we're pretty much well finished with this right now. Take heed to my words. It will work, but learn to protect your success. Have a great day.